Welcome to Goshen Prepping. Thanks for joining us. I hope this video helps you out. I hope you very carefully listen to what I'm telling you, because everything in the United States, practically speaking, everything in the world is going down the path of all about emotions. Let's face it, our body, our mind works on emotions. We love to have emotions for our spouse, for our kids, for cute little kitty cats in our house, and birthday parties and holidays and all these things. It brings a spice to life. It makes us feel alive when you have emotions and stuff. So emotions obviously can be extremely advantageous. And I'm not saying we need to become like Spock and say, can I do it? Spock, and we're going to take all emotions out of this, only logic. I'm not saying that at all. However, when it comes to making decisions in your life, you better get emotions out of there. Obviously you want to have emotions in, I want to marry this person, because you have to obviously have feelings and attraction for that person. But practically speaking, everything else we do, especially in the prepping community, you better get emotions out of the picture. And unfortunately, especially in the prepping community, we live on this land called YouTube. And YouTube, by the way, you may look at it as simply just videos, but most of the videos on YouTube, most of them are all about emotions. YouTube has admitted, by the way, that their favorite kind of videos they want creators to make are things where cats play piano. They're funny. Not that I watch these videos a lot, but they pop up and you're like, oh, that's kind of cute. And you like these videos. Why? Emotions. Anybody who doesn't have any emotions would be like, oh, it's just another cat with pianos, let's turn it off. But even in the prepping community, preppers' videos are all about emotion. They're all about getting you fired up or excited or angry or whatever the case may be. And at Goshen Prepping, at least, we try not to go down that path. We may have some thumbnails that look kind of alarming, but once you watch it, I try to tell everybody, listen, you need to prep, but prep with a level head. Don't jump down these rabbit holes. Investigate and check it out, but don't get all crazy about this. Keep a level head and do what you need to do and take care of the job. Is that what's happening? Well, it's difficult to say in most of the prepping community because, unfortunately, I think most of preppers are also very emotional people. We should stay away from this, and here's why. Stick with me. If we as preppers get caught up in emotions, and we prep because of emotions, fear is the biggest one, isn't it? Then we're falling right into the trap of the government. The government, even though they may try to tell you, preppers, even with emotion, those preppers are crazy people, you shouldn't give into their stuff, they still base everything on emotions as well. Why? It's really simple. Mind control. The entire purpose of the government trying to sway us in certain directions is all about controlling your mind. And don't think of mind control like the 1960s psychedelic experiments where they literally try to give you certain drugs and stuff. That's not what we're talking about. But controlling your mind controls the population. If they can get you to believe or go certain paths, let's talk about just climate. If you go down that certain path with mind control, they do this through emotions, and now they can control you in that direction. Obviously, that's just one simple example. But fear is a big one. In fact, fear is probably the biggest one. Because if they simply told you, oh, look, we actually have some climate change going on and things are getting warmer a whole 0.8 degrees in the next 6 years, the end result obviously could be catastrophic. Again, I question, is it truly a natural effect or is it truly man-made? I think natural. But of course, they put all these agendas in there trying to change your mind into following along what they want you to follow. So think about this. If they have a car, you have the brand new Honda you want to buy, it actually gets great gas mileage and everything. And you're like, I think I'm going to buy that Honda because, they last a long time. The engines work well. They're very stylish. I get 50 miles per gallon, whatever the mileage they get with these Hondas. Price is kind of high, but that's fine. I'll buy it. But then the government comes across and says, oh, no. Didn't we tell you? Look, we have all this fear because we don't have enough gas and all the fuel and stuff. People don't have enough oil to live and survive in Europe. And suddenly gas prices are going way up and we don't have the diesel and the fertilizer coming through and the war with Russia and Ukraine. And all this fear comes in, making you say, oh, wow, using a gas-powered car, that's really bad. Maybe I should go ahead and buy an electric car. And that's what they want. They use all these fears of all these things happening, especially in the environment and climate change and everything else, this fear to try to get you to get the electric version of the Honda, perhaps. And I'm not saying Honda or any of the car dealers actually guilty of this. I know some of them are. But sometimes they'll simply go with the trends and say, wow, if more people are buying electric cars, maybe we should come out with an electric model. That'd be pretty smart. And that's probably why some of these car manufacturers are doing this. But when it comes to big corporations, again, not saying Honda does this. I'm not blaming any specific corporation. The woke corporations falling into this agenda are all doing this because the government's putting out that fear. And so all these different companies, not even just car companies, are following along saying, you're right, we should have electric cars. And then we see the state legislature saying, well, you know what? By 2025, we're not going to have any more gas-powered cars sold in our country or in our state at all. They control us with fear. That's one of the biggest things they do, is control you with fear. Another control they have is with food. Food is a huge, huge motivator, by the way. That's why it's only 9 meals away between, stableness and anarchy. I forgot the exact term for that. But either way, you get hungry and suddenly you have rioting taking place. Controlling people with food is a huge thing. Don't you think it was very odd that we had all these food shortages take place over the last 3 years, when sometimes there was no rhyme nor reason why certain foods were actually being low? Have you noticed that suddenly there's culling of all these chickens, and now there's egg shortages, all these prices going through the roof? And a lot of times you're probably questioning yourself, why? We should have enough eggs. We should have enough chicken. We should have enough pasta, whatever the case may be. Sometimes there was reasons behind it. Sometimes those reasons were orchestrated, but sometimes it just didn't really make sense, because suddenly now there's the fear again. Wow, a lot of shelves in my grocery store were kind of empty, and food is a big motivator. If I don't have enough food in the next few days, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm sure there's been times you've been extremely hungry. Or as in this case, hangry. I'm starting to get hungry and I'm getting really angry because of this. Well, the government knows this, and controlling your food supply is one way they can control you, not only with food, but also with fear as well. Don't you think why that are suddenly now people are actually told to shelter in place? Oh, except you can go ahead and go to your favorite restaurant. How does that make sense? Because the food is there for these people. Wait a second. If we're truly worried about, getting sick, don't you think the restaurant is the last place you want to go? As some sweaty teenagers flipping over a burger who possibly might be sick, sneezing on your burger, sending it to you? Wouldn't a can of food be a much healthier option, because you can sterilize the can, the stuff inside the can is sterile? But yet, now we see an explosion of fast food restaurants. They made record profits over the last 3 years because of food. It's very interesting. There's control with drugs, pharmaceuticals. I mean, it's funny how we have this incredible amount of drugs coming across the board in the country, which they're saying we need to control it, even though they're not. But yet Big Pharma is making record money, because we're talking about, as far as drugs now being something else that they control the population through. I certainly have to be careful of my words on this, don't I? Because the last few years have shown that certain type of drugs and everything can actually either make you free or make you not free at all. Not only that, but you have to understand this whole thing about medicine is a big fear business. It's all about fear. And I'm a doctor. I'll be honest with you. It makes me want to vomit understanding the way things work now, because understand this. You go to your doctor. You don't go to your doctor to be healthy. You go to the doctor when you're sick. It's automatically assumed, even if it's your yearly checkup. Oh, yearly checkup, you say to yourself, I'm feeling fine, but oh, well, I better go. And what do? They start scanning you. They draw your blood. They do everything to look for possible disease, because they find the disease. Oh, now we need to try to treat that disease instead of simply treating your body to be healthy. Shouldn't they say, hey, look, it's your yearly checkup. Why don't you come in? Let's talk about healthy food choices. Number one, stop eating sugar. It's really bad for you. Oh, what? Why is that? And instead of actually trying to steer you on the path of being healthy, so that we don't have to keep going back to the doctor. They don't tell you that stuff, but now you go to the doctor and they look for diseases. They look for problems, because it's all about control through medicine and Big Pharma. They want to control you through all these attributes. But then even worse, this is the biggest one. They love to control you through distractions. We're all about distractions. And even on this channel, I try to show you sometimes that, look, all this stuff about the Titan sub heading down to the Titanic, and the Titanic just claimed more victims. And I mean, for me, sure, I wondered what happened to the sub. It had already been imploded for days, but still the search kept going, when suddenly all these news articles, all these secondhand articles that you didn't really read because you're watching that part of the news, basically your eyes are just open. Whoa, watch for the sub. Now they're distracting you. And it's not even just news, but they distract you through television shows, through sports. My son and I, who, our whole family's in martial arts, we love to actually participate. We're not big spectator sports fans. I don't mind going to a baseball game now and then, but you get so caught up in all these things. Jimmy going to play soccer on Saturday, all these sports that people are going to watch and getting caught up with the latest things as far as the movies and all this stuff. It reminds me of like the Hunger Games in the Capitol. Everybody is so caught up in the latest trends. And you name the trend, to each their own. There's so many trends out there that it completely takes away the distraction of, you know what? You probably should prepare because some crap is coming. What we have in the government is non-sustainable right now. This is non-sustainable, the amount of money the government's borrowing, the way we're going. We're heading for a world of hurt. And prepping is the way to go for this. It's not about fear. It's about keeping a level head. It's about keeping our mind set on the goal and the prize, and that's called survival. While the majority of the population is distracted, controlled with fear, with food, with drugs, with distractions, with TV, with Hollywood, with you name it, sports, the list goes on, doesn't it? It's time to let go of those emotions with all that stuff and start thinking logically of, you know what? History tells us all civilizations fail. Why are we any different?